Oscar Wilde was a prolific Irish author who wrote plays, fiction, essays, epigram, and poetry. He graduated from Oxford University and was one of the most popular playwrights of his time. He took an active part in the fashionable society of London and depicted its customs and habits in his plays with great humor. He also wrote moral stories for children. So, The Selfish Giant was a part of his collection, The Happy Prince, and other tales published in 1888. Good morning, all of you. Today we will read one of famous chapter, The Selfish Giant. It's a short story of written by Oscar Wilde. So you can see the picture over here. Then let's read the text. Okay. Every afternoon, as they were coming from school, the children used to go and play in the giant's garden. It was a large, lovely garden with soft green grass. Here and there, over the grass, stood beautiful flowers like stars, and there were 12 peach trees that in the springtime broke out into delicate blossoms of pink and pearl, and in the autumn bore rich fruit. The birds sat on the trees and sang so sweetly that the children used to stop their games to listen to them. "How happy we are here!" they cried to each other. One day the giant came back to his castle. He had been to visit his friend, the Cornish Orge, and had stayed with him for 7 years. When he arrived, he saw the children playing in the garden. "What are you doing here?" he cried in a very gruff voice. And the children ran away. "My own garden is my own garden," said the giant. "I'll allow nobody to play in it but myself." So he built a high wall around it and put up a notice board. "Trespassers will be prosecuted." He was very selfish giant. The poor children now had nowhere to play. They tried to play on the road, but the road was very dusty and full of hard stones, and they did not like it. Now let me tell you the summary of this paragraph. Okay. So there was a giant who was very selfish, but he was not staying in his castle for 7 years because he went to meet his best friend Cornish Orge. Cornish Orge is a giant belonging to Cornwall, a country in England. So like every day in the afternoon, all the children, they used to go to play in the giant's garden. Garden was a large, lovely, and it had soft green grass. Here and there, lots of beautiful flowers was twinkling like stars. And also there were 12 peach trees. In the autumn time, it was just full of fruit. Birds who sat on the trees, they sang so sweetly that children almost forgot to play just to listen this song. They always cried how happy they were there. One day, what happened? Suddenly, the giant came back to his castle. Now, he found that children was playing in his garden. He became very angry, and his gruff voice, hard voice, rude voice, with his rude voice, he said, "What are you doing here? Do you know? This is my garden. Only I'll play over here." So he put up a notice board. Notice board was, it was written like that in that notice board that trespassers will be prosecuted. Means if you enter in this, there will be certain prosecution. One can complain about you. So it was written like that. He was very selfish indeed. Now, poor children had no place to play. So they tried one day to play on the road, but the road was dusty and full of hard stone, which was actually not perfect for playing. So they used to wander round the high wall. When the school was over, they always talked about the beautiful garden, and they always said to each other they were so happy over there. No, but what to do? There was no such way to go inside in the garden. Now let's move on to the next text. So then the spring came, and all over the country there were little blossoms and little birds. Only in the garden of Selfish Giant it was still winter. The birds didn't care to sing in it, as there were no children, and the trees forgot to blossom. Once a beautiful flower put its head out from the grass, but when it saw the notice board, it was so sorry for the children that it slipped back into the ground again and went off to sleep. The only people who were pleased were the snow and the frost. "Spring has forgotten this garden," they cried. "So we will live here all the year round." The snow covered up the grass with her great white cloak, and the frost painted all the trees silver. Then they invited the north wind to stay with them, and he came. He was wrapped in furs and roared all day about the garden and blew the chimney pots down. "This is a delightful spot," he said. "We must ask the hell to visit us." So the hell came. Every day for 3 hours he rattled on the roof of the castle till he broke most of the slates, and then he ran round the garden as fast as he could go. He was dressed in grey, and his breath was like ice. "I cannot understand why the spring is so late in coming," said the Selfish Giant, as he sat at the window and looked out at his cold white garden. "I hope there will be a change in the weather." In this paragraph, student, you can see that all over the country spring came except Giant's garden. So now the question is, who entered in Giant's garden? Winter. Winter brought snow, frost. After that, they brought North Wind to stay with them. North Wind invited Hail, 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 to stay with them. So every day, for 3 hours, he rattled on the roof of the castle till he broke most of the slates. Likewise, the day was going. Okay? But the spring never come nor summer. The autumn gave golden fruits to every garden, but to the giant's garden she gave none. He is too selfish, she said. So it was always winter there, and the north wind, and the hail, and the frost, and the snow danced about through the trees. One morning, the giant was lying awake in the bed when he heard some lovely music. It sounded so sweet to his ears that he thought it must be the king's musician passing by. It was really only a little linnet singing outside his window. But it was so long since he had heard a bird sing in his garden that it seemed to him to be the most beautiful music in the world. Then the hail stopped dancing over his head, and the north wind ceased roaring, and a delicious perfume came to him through the open casement. I believe the spring has come at last, said the giant. And he jumped out of the bed and looked out. What did he see? He saw a most wonderful sight. Through a little hole in the wall, the children had crept in, and they were sitting in the branches of the trees. In every tree that he could see, there was a little child, and the trees were so glad to have the children back again that they had covered themselves with blossoms, and they were waving their arms gently above the children's head. The birds were flying about and twittering with delight, and the flowers were looking up through the green grass and laughing. It was a lovely scene. Only in one corner it was still winter. It was the farthest corner of the garden, and in it was standing a little boy. He was so small that he could not reach up to the branches of the tree, and he was wandering all around it, crying bitterly. The poor tree was still quite covered with frost and snow, and the north wind was blowing and roaring above it. Climb up, little boy, said the tree, and it bent its branches down as low as it could. But the boy was so tiny, and the giant's heart melted as he looked out. How selfish I have been, he said. Now I know why the spring would not come here. I'll put that poor little boy on the top of the tree, and then I'll knock down the wall, and my garden shall be the children's playground forever and ever. He was really very sorry for what he had done. So he crept downstairs and opened front door quite softly and went out into the garden. But when the children saw him, they were so frightened that they all ran away, and the garden became winter again. Only the little boy didn't run, for his eyes were so full of tears that he did not see the giant coming. And the giant stole up behind him and took him gently in his hand and put him up into the tree, and the tree broke at once into blossom, and the birds came and sang on it. And the little boy stretched out his two arms and flung them round giant's neck and kissed him. And the other children, when they saw that giant was not wicked any longer, came running back, and with them came the spring. "It is your garden now, little children," said the giant. And now he took a great axe and knocked down the wall. And when the people were going to the market at 12 o'clock, they found that the giant playing with the children in the most beautiful garden they had ever seen. Basically, it's a nice work of imagination. It is mainly for the children with magical creatures like the giant and the ogre. It teaches the importance of sharing the good things in life and how it brings happiness to not just the ones it is being shared with, but also the one who is sharing. So it's just a story of sharing happiness with each other.